Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In my last video, I showed you how to make this soldered vintage tin ring. And in this video, I thought, why not continue this project? And I'll show you how to add a vintage patina. So if you haven't seen the last video, I will link it above and down below in the description. To get started, I'm going to gather my supplies. I'm going to use black patina for solder. I am going to use an old plate that I only use for applying patina. I will not, eat off of it after I use it with chemicals. And I usually use an old paintbrush to apply my patina, but because we're working with such a small project, we are going to instead use some Q-tips. And that helps me make sure that I get the patina only on the metal soldered area. You don't want to get patina on the tin because you don't know if the chemical could damage that old tin. I'm also going to have a few paper towels close at hand for a quick and easy cleanup. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a few drops of my patina on the plate. You don't want to ever work out of the lid of the patina bottle or ever put your brush or Q-tip into the bottle. That is cross-contamination and you will ruin your chemicals by doing that. So you always want to use another container that you pour some of the patina into or onto. So I'm going to put my ring on my plate. You want to wear safety glasses, work in a well-ventilated area, and it's also a good idea to wear some plastic gloves if you have some on hand. The first thing I'm going to do is dip the end of the Q-tip into the patina, and I am going to very slowly and carefully apply the patina to all the silver soldered areas of my ring. Again, I'm being careful to keep the patina off of the tin, and it's not a really gigantic big deal. If I get some on there, I can just wipe it off, or I could even rinse off my project and start over. But the project also has to be 100% completely dry before you add patina. Our goal is to get a nice shiny black finish, and I want to get a really dark black patina. So if you have a patina that turns out to be rusty, then you're doing something wrong. Usually that is from using an old chemical, or you're using a contaminated chemical that maybe I had a brush dipped into it, or your project isn't completely dry, or you're not leaving the patina on long enough. And I'm not just brushing the patina on, I'm also using a little bit of muscle. I'm using a little bit of friction to really rub it in there and let it get working. Again, if I see spots where it's not black enough, I'm going to go over that again and just keep working it until it's nice and dark. Once I finish the complete outside of the ring, I'm going to make sure that I get in between all of my decorative drops of solder, and then I'm going to go over all the outside edges of the ring, and then I will do the inside of the ring. You can see how that liquid patina instantly turns the silver solder black. It's like magic, like my second book, Soldered Alchemy. If you don't know me, I am a Penguin Random House author. I have 2 jewelry making books. The first is Boho Chic Jewelry, and the second is Soldered Alchemy. And if you have some interest in those, you can check below. I will have some links, and be sure to check out my jewelry making playlist. I have all kinds of great projects, and I teach soft soldering, which is low temp soldering, where we use a soldering iron and we never use a torch and we never use a flame. If you've never worked with melted metal before, or any kind of, hot metal work or soldering, soft soldering or low temperature soldering is a great way to get started. It is kind of like the bridge between cold working, just with cold connections and getting into some heat, because like I said, we're not using any kind of flame. There's no torch. There's no dangerous canisters of gas in your home. And, it's just accessible and it's easy and it's a lot of fun. So if you've never tried soldering before, I definitely encourage you to give it a try. Like I said, check out my jewelry making playlist and you'll find all kinds of great projects from beginner all the way to advanced. Once I'm happy with the application of all the patina, I am going to get a paper towel and I'm going to set my ring on there and let it completely air dry for about 5 to 10 minutes. And in the meantime, I'll use a paper towel to clean the patina off my plate, throw that away, and then I will wash the plate in warm, soapy water. Then I will take the ring, run it under some water with a little bit of dish soap, and then gently dry it off, and we're ready to give it a little bit of a buff. I have both steel wool and a green Scotch Brite pad. You also want to be careful that you're not scraping that paint. So I'm being very careful that I'm only buffing very lightly around the edges of the solder and just taking some of that black finish off. You do not have to do this step. You can leave it completely dark if you like, and that's a great look, especially against, the bright colors. It really makes those colors pop. But I like to buff it a little bit and give it like a worn finish, and the dark patina will stay in the crevices, and wherever we brush it off with steel wool or that Scotch Brite pad, it's going to let some of that shiny silver shine through. And once I do the whole outside, I will give the inside of it a little buff as well. And then you can either rinse it under water or dust it off and then, make sure it's completely dry. And the last thing I'm going to do is I am going to give it a quick polish with a soft cloth and a little bit of stained glass finishing compound, which is basically carnauba wax. And I'm going to just make it a little bit shiny. You can get that compound over the entire project. You don't have to worry about getting it on the tin. It will clean everything very nicely. And it will just bring out like a nice luster in both the silver and in the dark finish. And now our project is complete. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. This was such a fun project, and I hope to do more tin and soldering projects in the future. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I release a new video every Friday and sometimes in between. So be sure to check back soon. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.